This is the Peral's Report.
How's it going, everyone? This is Leo Perals, and this is the Perals Report. Let's talk. I want to quickly talk about a very divisive issue that's going to be up on the ballot this year in November, and it is called the link. Kennewick voters have a chance on November 7th to fulfill a need that has been lacking in the Tri-Cities for decades. And we hope they finally decide to take it, is what the Tri-City Herald editorial said this past Sunday. There's been a couple articles about this, and the lines are drawn. You have a group of individuals who say that this shouldn't see the light of day, and that it's fiscally irresponsible. And then you have people like Corey Pearson, Dave Rudder, who say this is a chance to show leadership for their community. Now, this link is going to cost voters $45 million, and that's only people in the city of Kennewick. And then people who shop here in Kennewick, because it's going to add 0.2% to our sales tax, which is 8.6 currently, so it will be around 8.8. And roughly from that, we will be able to generate $3.5 million a year to pay back the bonds, right? We got to get a loan out to pay for this. We don't have $45 million laying around. Initially, when I was running for city council, I would talk to people about the expansion of the convention center, the link, and what would they like to see with their tax dollars. And a lot of people said they wanted a water park. And so I posted the link, one of the articles on my personal Facebook page, and I got almost 100 comments saying that it was a bad idea. Because for me, I say you vote yes, but that's just me. That is my opinion, and people can take what it's worth, and they can challenge me. And I did have individuals on my Facebook page challenge me, and I do see their perspective. I do see it as, if this is something we do need, then why doesn't the private sector get involved? And I think that's a valid point. Why are we looking to the voters, taxpayers, to foot a $45 million project? That's a valid question. And I don't see a problem with having to get matching funds from the private sector, right? Maybe cut that down to like $27 million on taxpayers' dimes, and then go out and seek people who are interested in investing in this. And that's a public-private partnership, right? I'm all for that. But one person said I was talking outside of my mouth. No, I'm just being open. And I think that's the problem with social media and Facebook. When you only have 140 characters, like on Twitter, and you can't. It's different when you talk to someone face to face. But all in all, I do think this is a good project for the area. I'm going to be living here for the rest of my life, and I would like to be able to go down and see a Broadway show. I took my wife to go see Annie this past year. It was a great time, and I told her, man, I would like to come to the convention center more often, because I really only go there for shows and stuff. But if we have the facilities to advertise and cajole groups to come here and have their conventions here, big name acts. We had Lil Wayne come here. We had Nelly come here. Florida Georgia Line come here. I think the sky's the limit. But don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, is it fiscally responsible? Do we see, because the sales tax revenue is volatile, right? We don't know how much, but people are looking at it, as a doomsday kind of perspective, that, well, we don't know in 2 years we'll be in another recession, and we won't be able to pay back the bonds, and then then everyone's then the city's going to be holding the bag. Because everyone's looking at the track, which is almost coming to the point where they may have to shut their doors, but that was them. That was the county over there. This is different. I do think that the city of Kennewick has been growing for just so long, and we haven't seen really big impacts to our local economy, even in the midst of a recession. During the Great Recession, people were still working. We had $1 billion out there at Hanford. There was jobs. So again, but that's the reason why we need to get away from relying on places like Hanford and start creating our own revenue. And I think by saying yes to this project, you're going to create revenue, you're going to create jobs, you're going to create more tourism, and I think that's just a win-win for the community. But I'm just one vote. I think that's why I try to tell people on my Facebook page. But then really, if we're going to say no to this, then what's the purpose of the Kennewick Public Facilities District? Do we even really need them? Do we just need to pass a resolution saying that you're only going to oversee the convention center and nothing else, and nothing else? I guess it's getting to that point where I think the Herald made a good note here, is that we have a very strong anti-tax sentiment in the community. We do live in a conservative community, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think this really just drives a sense of community, because we do need this, and if we all share in the fiscal responsibility of it, we can have something nice for everyone to enjoy. And I think that's the thing. How many people actually go to the convention center and watch these shows or what have you, attend the Americans? I know hockey's a big thing around here, and that was a selling point to many people this time. I think this time around is with the addition of another ice rink. Because we do have a lot of people who play hockey, family, and it's a really growing sport around here. And so, again, heck, I may even have my son try out hockey. But to just say no initially, just right off the bat, because you feel like government should only be, taxpayer dollars should only be used for police officers, for firefighters, for paramedics and all that stuff. I think there's very smart things we can do with taxpayer dollars that will yield benefits to the entire community in the forms of economic growth. And I think that just creates a sense of community. It raises the standard of living. Again, I just think this is just a win-win for the community. But I'm going to do my research. I'm going to find out more. I'm going to find out who has the biggest vested interest in seeing this thing pass. But really, if not this, then what? What do we want our tax dollars to be used for then? Is it just basic services, or do we want certain amenities like a water park, like a new convention center? Who knows what the other individuals will come up with. Maybe we want a performing arts center. And I think that's a good point. There's a performing arts center that is taking in funds, a task force that is taking in private funds, and they already got land from the port that's going to be built out there at Vista Field. And they're doing it, really just privately. They're not seeking any public funds, from what it seems like. So maybe that's the model. Maybe that's the model that we need to kind of go with in regards to these bigger risks. I think because this is a risk. Don't get me wrong, but I think just looking at it at face value, I just don't see it as a lose situation for the community. But then again, I am one vote, and I'm not trying to influence anybody, but hey, if someone wants to challenge me, go ahead. Email me, leoaperales@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter @LeoAPerales. Let me know. I only got kind of challenged by two individuals, but I think there's a generational issue between myself and them. They are older than me, and I love their input. I really do. But I'm going to be living here for the next 30 to 40 years. God willing, and I would like to see something like this. I would like to see some of the bands that I like that I have to travel to Seattle to see. I think if we had a world-class Coliseum, they would love to come here. I think we could have festivals, we could have rock concerts and stuff. Kiss came here. I think again, there's just so much possibility with this renovation of the convention center and the addition of this ice rink. And again, I guess I'm going to look for stuff to challenge me, and maybe new evidence will change my mind. Maybe it isn't fiscally responsible, because if it's not, I don't want us left holding the bag as taxpayers and as a community. So again, this is going to be a very divisive issue, and when I hear more information, I'll let you guys all know. So again, the link it's going to be on the November 7th ballot. So please stay tuned, and I'll give you more information as I get it. Have a good one.